Hi there. Rick Clogston here at Tenney Mountain Music, 17 Railroad Square, Plymouth, New Hampshire. I'm here with Paul Picard, the owner and proprietor, and Erica Cushing, a good friend. I tell her I forget my wife's name. Don't worry about it. She'll tell you it's true too. And what I'm kind of doing is reviving my Facebook page, which is available at Rick Clogston on YouTube. Just search for Rick Clogston, and if you're very unfortunate, you'll come across it. It's a place to put my original stuff that I haven't had a chance to record and don't get to perform out very much. And I'm going to do a couple songs today. And Paul very graciously invited me to come down here and bang on a couple of his favorite instruments. So I'm honored to be able to do so. Paul, can you tell us a little bit about this guitar?
Sure thing, Rick. We've had this only for a couple weeks. This is a consignment sale from a buddy of mine. It is a Guild baritone. So a baritone guitar, longer scale, tuned down to B standard. So there's heavier gauge strings on there.
Yeah.
Very cool sound that we're about to hear.
It is.
With you playing. I've had a lot of fun playing it, and I have no idea what I'm doing with the baritone, but you can play the same chord shapes, and
yep. You can treat it just like a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. So
The first time I saw it in here, I'm a semi-regular. I bug him all the time. I'm looking at a Guild Jumbo. I love a Guild Jumbo, and then I realized something is wrong here, and I went and plucked a couple of strings. It's a baritone guitar, yep. Which is an underappreciated and largely misunderstood instrument.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it
really is, because it's tuned down a fourth. If you play a G chord on this, it's actually a D chord in real life. That's one of the big secrets about music theory, that not a lot of people understand. Music theory is equal parts mathematics and politics. It's mathematics because if you can count to 8, you can understand basic music theory. Mm-hmm. And it's politics because every note in the scale means whatever you say it means. You just say this means this, and there it is. Like, if you're a guitar player, that looks like a C chord, and that looks like a C note, but it's not. It's a G. It's actually a G note. And if you're playing a G note in the key of G, it is the 1 note. If you're playing a G in the key of C, it's a 5. If you're playing in the key of D, it's a 4. And like a C note, I have to think about it. But if you find a C note, then in the key of C, it's a 1, and so forth and so on. It can also be, depending on what key you're doing stuff in and what kind of scales and modes you're using, it might also be a B sharp, which there is no such thing. But within context, it can be a B sharp. And that's the way music theory is. So it's mathematics and politics.
Play us a song.
I forget who explained that to me, but it's like the president's a jerk unless he's not, because he's different. Then he's not a jerk, and the guy running against him is. So whatever. Anyway, first song so I had to think about how I was going to do this song, because I'll tell you, this song is. I started playing guitar in 1973. And from the beginning, what I wanted to do was write songs. Because probably more than anything, I'm a writer. I've got a novel out now, and I've written a ton of songs over the years. But the first time I ever wrote a song that was actually worth keeping and that I still do. It took till 1984 to write that song, and I'm going to do that one for you now.
Wow.
And I still break. In fact, I played it a couple of weeks ago. And it is in the key of G. And so when Paul and I made this agreement that I was going to come down here, I was hoping he still had this guitar in stock, because I love the sound of it. And so I've been thinking for the last week about how I was going to transpose it from the key of G to the key of G on this guitar, which will look like I'm playing it in the key of C. And, you know, a baritone guitar is misunderstood because there is so much possibility. First of all, if you've got a song that you can't hit the high notes, play it on a bari, because it's automatically down a fourth. If you like Yes, and you can't hit those notes, then play that on a baritone. And you can, you know. I'll be the roundabout. John Anderson, eat your heart out. And like if you're doing an acoustic duo, one of you plays a regular guitar, and if the other one plays a bari, it also implies that there's a bass player. If you're with a three-piece band and you got a guitarist and a drummer, the other guy doesn't necessarily have to play bass. He can play a baritone guitar, and that way he can also play rhythm and cover the bass end of the spectrum. So it's actually a very versatile and very useful instrument. But people will look at it and they'll pick it up and they'll start playing a song that they know, and they can't sing it in that key because they're playing in D, but it's not in D, it's in A. But once you know that, once you get the mathematics and the politics figured out of what the song is you're going to do, so I'm going to do this song that I wrote in the key of G, even though it don't look it. Don't know where it comes from, 'cause I'm not in control. I just have to play the music that I hear within my soul. It's a sorry imitation of the voice of God I hear, the sound of roaring silence, the trickle of a tear. My heartbeat sets the rhythm, my hands begin to move, my feet are right behind them, establishing a groove, and it's all to glorify the Lord, and that's what makes it fun. Rich and royal pageant for an audience of one. In that place deep down inside that the music opens up so wide, there's a quiet that this world will never know. I could not have planned it, and I do not understand it, but the secret of eternal life is known. searching for you since I can't remember when. And I stumble and I fall, but you pick me up again. I wish that I could love you half as much as you love me, but you promised if I trust, that in the end you'll set me free. If I could be the king of hell for and a day, I would rather be your lowest slave and live by what you say. Oh, you sacrificed your only son, so your love is true. And I pray that all would come to know the faith I have in you. And in that place, deep down inside, your spirit opens up so wide that the quiet that this world will never know. And I could not have planned it, and I do not understand it, but the secret of eternal life is shown when I surrender to the source. I'm
That was beautiful.
That was
Right.
amazing, Rick.
now.
I don't
What
know how
guitar
you
would
could
you
play
like
that
me
on
to
a regular
play?
guitar, honestly.
What now?
I don't know how you could play that in standard tuning. You're getting some pretty high notes as is.
Well, and I hit the exact same notes because it's in the exact same key on a regular guitar. It's just I'm playing
true.
the G chord, the G form chord. What would you like me to try next?
Try that Washburn right there.
All right, let's give it a go.
Really sounds beautiful, that baritone.
All right.
This is what we would call an entry-level guitar. But it is acoustic electric. It's got Fishman electronics, which we all know are great.
Yeah,
Built-in tuner, and it just looks super cool.
don't sound half
And it
bad.
sounds pretty darn good.
All right, now, may I tune down the E string to
Yeah.
a D?
Absolutely.
See, that's proper etiquette, boys and girls. You don't just grab somebody else's expensive piece of gear and start twanging on the tuning keys and everything. You ask permission like a gentleman or a lady. I chose songs that I don't have really good recordings of, especially in a live setting. So I picked this one from my other one. I wrote this one, see, there's a story behind every song. If you're a songwriter, you know that. I'll try not to go on for the rest of the afternoon about this. But being a writer, I'm also a reader. And one of my favorite stories all my life has been The Lord of the Rings. And I determined when I started playing guitar and trying to write songs, I set a goal for myself that one of these days I'm going to write a rock opera of Lord of the Rings that was going to cover everything. When I was a good enough writer and a good enough musician, that was my big goal. So years go by. It was about 1988 or 89, and I'm sitting with my two sons who are in grade school. They're both in their 40s now. And we're watching, to tell you how long ago this was, we rented a VHS tape of the cartoon version of Lord of the Rings. So we're watching this movie, and it comes to the scene where you must know the story of Lord of the Rings, right? Bilbo leaves Hobbiton, and he goes to, where's the place that Elrond lived? Rivendell. They got a grammar school they got a high school named after it over in Orford. I think it's a different Rivendell. And he goes there, and he's there, and Frodo, who now has the ring of power, he and Gandalf figure out, what the ring is. And he leaves, and he goes to Rivendell, and there's Bilbo. And so in the movie, they're getting together, and it's like they haven't seen each other in years. And they go off in a room, and Frodo's all ready to talk about, what's been going on and this cousin and blah, blah, blah. Only thing on Bilbo's mind is, do you have the ring? Yeah, I got the ring. Can I see it? Yeah, Frodo's got it on a chain around his neck. He takes it out, and the look on Bilbo's face after all these years seeing the ring again, it's like, and he puts his hands over his face and he turns away and he says, don't these adventures ever end? And right then, I understood the whole story on an entirely different level. I grabbed my guitar, and the music practically fell off the guitar. I grab a piece of paper, and I'm jotting down the words, and in half an hour, 45 minutes, I got this song written. And when I got all done, I sat back and I looked at that lyrics and thought, shoot, there goes my rock opera. So here's my 3-minute rock opera. My name is Bilbo Baggins, Shire is my home. Never was an adventurer, never tempted much to roam, till Gandalf came a-calling, needing help out on the road. And it sounded so inviting that I couldn't help but go. Then I met this sorry creature who was looking for his ring. How was I to know that I would find the silly thing? Didn't think too much of it, though it was sort of nice. Never even noticed when it started. Turned my heart to ice. Finally left that ring with Frodo, went on my lonely way. Made a stop at Rivendell to hang out for a couple days. 17 years later, Frodo shows up at the door, and the pull the ring had on me was stronger than before. But now I know the ring was made by Sauron's evil hand, and if he got it back, he'd have dominion over the land. So to Mordor to destroy it, go Frodo and his friends, and I'll be glad to see that day. Oh, Gandalf, don't these adventures ever end? There is a ring of power, it fits on every hand, draws us to the dark Lord, puts us under his command. It has dominion in our world, even makes us disappear, so that only our own thoughts and dreams are what we see and hear. We must go to the Master who was raised up from the dead, and ask him to remove this curse from off our hobbit heads. Give it up, someone who will drop it in the flame, and recognize the fact that the world will never be the same.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you play that one before.
I think so. Well, that's all I was planning to do.
Okay.
We're here live at the at Tenney Mountain Music, which is still open till 5 o'clock. If you're sitting out in the parking lot watching this on your phone, you'll be able to catch it here on my Facebook page. And it's also going to end up on my YouTube page if I can figure out how to download it. All this high-tech stuff. You know, I can detune one string and still play, or even pick up, you know.
You better put it back.
Yeah, well, of course. Now, if somebody was going to pick up the baritone guitar and play along with me on that, they would play in the A forms.
Not that pretty.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice guitar.
It's only $2.99. That's a great starter
$2.99
guitar.
with a gig bag.
Yeah. Steel.
Come buy this guitar. And he's also got the strings and everything else you need. And he knows a guy that can do repairs. My baby's got a black cat bone. I believe my baby's got a black cat bone. Seems like everything I do, seems like I do it wrong. No, I tried so hard get along with that woman of mine. You know, I tried so very hard to get along with that woman of mine. The more I tried, the more she run around cheating and lying. Texas, down to Wichita Falls, thinking about that woman. When I walk it all, I believe that my baby's got a black cat bone. Seem like everything I do, seem like I do it wrong. I played that one time with the band, with the Red Hat Band,
Yep.
and this young woman come up and on a break, she said, "What was that song you just did?" I said, "Black Cat Bones," an old blues song. She said, "Okay." So she looks it up on her phone and she's reading the lyrics and she goes, "Oh no, this song's about me."
I want to see what you can do with this.
Ooh, danger, danger.
We're gonna plug you in and just do whatever you want with it. But
Uh-oh.
because that's a pretty cool guitar. I want to hear.
Yes.
I want to hear it in your hands.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is a sweetie.
Plug me in.
What kind of guitar is that?
That is a
D'Angelico.
Premier Pioneer Bedford is what it's called.
And how much is that guitar?
Very nice.
It's only
$5.50 with the bed.
Yep. It's what we call an open box, so it's essentially brand new.
Nice.
Now a Jazz Master, which is this is patterned after, I think a Jazz Master. I know a Jaguar is. Jazz Master, I think, also has a shorter scale. Standard. This is a
Standard scale, yeah.
standard scale. Okay.
Yeah. But it's got those P90s in there that sound. That's what I wanted to hear through the amp. I mean, I've played it, but I don't play it like you. So.
That's all right. I don't play it like me either.
Yeah, just kind of kitschy, cool. Looks cool. Sounds cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And kind of a P90-ish pickup, which I love.
Yeah. It's right in that sweet
I think
spot.
they're just great.
So
Excellent.
tell us where we are again.
We are at Tenney Mountain Music, 17 Railroad Square, Plymouth, New Hampshire. And go in and ask for Paul, and he'll go, that's me, because he's the guy that's here. It's his place.
Or Melissa or Killian.
Oh, well, there you go.
Cool.
Well, do you want to stop?
I guess we're going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Thank you for your indulgence. And check this and other equally fabulous-ish stuff at the Rick Clogston YouTube page.
Yes.
Find me on Facebook, Rick Clogston / the Rick Clogston Band, or Rick Clogston Author if you want to know more about my first novel and any other upcoming stuff. I'm working on a whole slew of different stuff. Ta-da.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.